Welcome back, hobby warriors, spreadsheet generals, and people who've read the rules 3 times and are still wrong. It's episode 14, and this week, the hobby reminds us of its greatest truth. Nothing is real until it's FAQ'd. Models aren't real, rules aren't real, your opponent's interpretation is definitely not real. This episode is about big releases, bigger boxes, and the sacred tradition of arguing over phrasing like it's a courtroom drama. So, grab your dice, your beverage, and your strongest opinion about a rule you only half read. Let's go! Hobby Scandals. Chaos Battleforce box hits stores. Chaos Battleforce boxes landed in stores this past weekend and immediately caused panic buying, group chat chaos, and at least one person saying, "I'm only getting this for the value." We all know what that means. These boxes are incredible, big value, great unit selection, zero alignment with personal restraint. Chaos players showed up early while it's open, pretending they thought this through. And somewhere a loyalist player quietly whispered, "I can convert this." The real scandal? Everyone's complaining about box contents after already buying one. This week's Community Watch. Age of Sigmar enters the era of mystical overwhelm. The community reaction to Battletome Disciples of Tzeentch and the Battletome Lumineth Realm Lords can best be described as "I'm excited and exhausted simultaneously." Tzeentch is leaning hard into change, trickery, and magic dominance. Lumineth is getting new characters, battle forces, and that unmistakable vibe of "I will win, but you won't enjoy watching." AOS players are hyped. Opponents are already asking how many spell tokens are reasonable, and narrative players are absolutely feasting. Tzeentch Crusade community license dropped. Quick win for the indie tabletop. Tzeentch Crusade launched a community license, and it's refreshingly clear. It explains what you can and cannot do with their IP, only if you're distributing or selling something. Personal project, kit bashes, sculpts, homebrew minis are completely untouched. They even say outright they don't own alternative World War I settings, which is shockingly reasonable. Clear rules, no panic, no lawsuits. Somewhere a Games Workshop lawyer just felt a great disturbance in the force. Brush tips nobody asked for. Today's unsolicited wisdom. If you hate painting a unit, stop batch painting it. Batch painting is efficient. It is not merciful. If painting 20 identical models makes you question your life choices, paint 5. Switch colors. Reward yourself with something dumb. Also, if your highlights are shaky, it's not your hands. It's that you're rushing because you're bored. Slow down. The model isn't going anywhere, unlike your motivation. Now a word from our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by Official Warhammer FAQ Placeholders Trademark Incorporated. Perfect for when Games Workshop says clarification coming soon. Each placeholder includes one vague sentence that solves nothing, a reminder that tournaments will interpret this differently, and the phrase "rules as intended" doing absolutely no heavy lifting. Order now, and we'll throw in a 14-page Reddit argument, 2 mutually exclusive interpretations, and a friend who says, "That's how we play it locally." Official Warhammer FAQ Placeholders Trademark Incorporated, because certainty is temporary, debate is eternal. events and exposés. Age of Sigmar, Tzeentch, and Lumineth step forward. Battletome of Disciples of Tzeentch is leaning fully into being the faction that breaks expectations, manipulates outcomes, and makes opponents reread their war scrolls mid-game. Meanwhile, Battletome Lumineth, Realm Lords, is confirmed to be dropping with new characters, new battle forces, and new ways to politely dominate the table. This is AOS saying, Magic matters again. And non-Magic players quietly buying unbind tokens. Made-to-order Space Marines, Old School returns. Games Workshop announced made-to-order Space Marines characters. Character captains, librarians, chaplains, and characters in Terminator armor. This is pure nostalgia bait. And it's working. Veterans are emotional, new players are confused, everyone agrees these sculpts still slap. Resin is pain, but it's heritage pain. Enter the Iron Warriors, Warsmith Kravek Morne. Chaos continues its momentum with Warsmith Kravek Morne, leading a new Irons Warrior campaign. This model radiates siege energy, bitter professionalism, and I don't want to be here, but I will finish this. Iron Warriors players feel seen. Everyone else remembers why fighting them is exhausting. Marvel Crisis Protocol, Kang and Iron Lad. Atomic Mass Games introduced Kang and Iron Lad to Marvel Crisis Protocol. Kang brings timeline nonsense, high-impact play, and narrative chaos. Iron Lad adds synergy, weird interactions, and rule text that makes you pause mid-game. Marvel Crisis Protocol continues doing what it does best, making every release feel dangerous and fun. Conflict 47, Festung Europa, and the road ahead. Festung Europa pre-orders are live, and that officially kicks Conflict 47 into high gear. Even better, Warlord Games dropped a roadmap outlining new books, new kits, and the long-term vision for K47. This is alternate history weird war done right, clear support, clear direction, and plenty of room for hobby creativity. Historical gamers are intrigued, sci-fi gamers are curious, everyone agrees mechs made things better. Rotating minigame. Fake FAQs of the week. Alright, let's open this sacred document. Fake FAQs, official, probably. Question: can I bring soup to the battlefield? Answer: only if it has the line of sight. Chunky soups count as difficult ground, while broths are considered light cover. Question: does my aura ability affect models emotionally? Answer: yes, but only during morale checks and Twitter discussions. Question: if my opponent forgets a rule, do I have to remind them? Answer: yes. Unless it benefits you, then it's optional. Question: can I proxy a model if it represents the spirit of the unit? Answer: only if your opponent nods slowly and says, that's fine. Question: is this rule broken? Answer: working as intended, FAQ pending. And that's Fake FAQs of the week, where clarity goes to die. Predictions and closing remarks. Predictions for the upcoming weeks. Chaos Battleforce boxes will actually not sell out unexpectedly. Tzeentch players will apologize for nothing. Someone will discover a rule interaction that shouldn't exist. And Games Workshop will say, we are watching feedback closely. You'll keep painting, you'll keep buying, and you'll keep arguing. Politely, we hope. Thanks for listening to episode 14. If you enjoyed it, share it with someone who says, I don't need an FAQ for that. We'll see you next time. Now go paint something, and remember, if it's unclear, it's probably intended.